Emotional abuse versus conflict. Let's look at it because many a times in a relationship we misunderstand what emotional abuse is and what a normal conflict is. For sure, how do you differentiate between emotional abuse and normal conflict? When it comes to conflicts is actually a normal part of any healthy relationship. That is what conflict is. It is actually a way for two people to express emotions, identify an issue, and have a chance to talk through whatever issues is bothering them. But when it comes to emotional abuse involves non-physical behavior that belittles, another person. Emotional abuse brings insults. When your partner start insulting you, when your partner start calling you names, when your partner puts you down, when your partner, verbally threatens you, or even look for other tactics that makes you, to feel threatened, even feel inferior, or even feel, ashamed or feel degraded. When you see this in your relationship, just know that you're facing emotional abuse. You can ask yourself if you have ever experienced the feeling of, having a knot in your stomach when dealing with, someone, or just felt that something in your relationship was off. If you can ask yourself this, you might have been with one or two persons who made you feel this way. When you feel scared of your partner, when you feel confused in that relationship, or like nothing that you ever do, will ever be right in their eyes. When you feel this, when you experience this with your partner, this may be an indication of emotional abuse. Emotional abuse is actually a behavior from another person that makes you, feel consistently, you consistently feel bad. You feel badly about yourself. You feel you're not up to the standard of the person. You feel belittled. You feel low. Your self-esteem is so lower that your partner is, even among your friends, among your partner's friend. Maybe when you people go out, the way your partner makes you feel, the things they will say to you, they say words that makes you feel like you're nothing. You feel like you can never be equal to them. You feel like you're less to them. So emotional abuse is actually a behavior that makes you feel less human, less yourself. You consistently feel very bad. This is how you feel when you are in a relationship with someone who is abusing you emotionally. Again, emotional abuse is not limited to just romantic relationship. Emotional abuse can actually happen even with a family member, even with your parents. A parent can abuse a child, make that child feels like they are nothing, they can never amount to anything important, make them feel like, in fact, there's nothing they will ever do in life that they will prosper. Abuse them, use all sort of derogatory words, use all sort of insulting words, make them feel less humans. Maybe sometimes they even tell you, my life is like this because I gave birth to you. In fact, you were never wanted in this family. I don't know why I have to give birth to you. So a parent can actually abuse a child emotionally. And I tell you, that child will never grow up, with their right minds, because they are going to be feeling this inferiority complex wherever they find themselves. So emotional abuse is deadly. It's very dangerous. It isn't something anyone should go through because it is really, really bad. Emotional abuse is bad. You can even experience emotional abuse from your coworker. Yes, a coworker can abuse you emotionally. And a lot of times we feel it's just a romantic thing. No, you can feel emotional abuse in your office, in your with your coworker. They make you feel guilty, they make you feel ashamed, you become silent, you become, they violate you, you become so uncomfortable even around them. Emotional abuse can be harder to identify a lot of times. It is very hard to identify emotional abuse because how will you identify it? Because there is no evidence. It's not like a physical abuse where you can see bruises, you can see a cut, you can see scars. Then you will be like, okay, truly, this happened. But when it comes to emotional abuse, it is only the victim who suffers it. The victim suffers a lot of time. So, an abusive behavior is often motivated by a desire for power and control. The reason why that need exists varies. Maybe the person who hurt you didn't even know that they are hurting you. They didn't do it purposely. And sometimes maybe they did it purposely. They knew that they were hurting you. They knew what they were doing to you. But why it's helpful to understand the reasons are not an excuse for harmful behavior at all. It is not an excuse for harmful behavior, but they can make everything more confusing. Yes, whoever is abusing you emotionally can make it so confusing. See, emotional abuse is actually complicated and it is disorienting. So the thing is, when you are involved in this, in a relationship, or maybe you're with your parents, or maybe a family member, or maybe a co-worker who makes you feel so uncomfortable, who makes you feel inferior, who makes you feel you can never make it, who makes you feel you don't know anything, who makes you feel you're less than, is an indication of emotional abuse. When you see this person, you feel like disappearing. You don't want to even confront them. You don't want to even have anything to do with them. That means whenever you see them, they make you feel bad. They make you feel, less human. They make you feel uncomfortable. They make you feel you can never ever be somebody. They make you feel you're so inferior to them. And when you sit alone, and this is affecting you emotionally, then you should know that is an indication that you're being abused emotionally. So we should look out for these things in our relationships with our partners, in our relationship with our parents, our siblings, relationship even with our co-workers, even with our friends. I've seen friends who abuse their friends emotionally. These are things you need to watch out for. When once you feel uncomfortable because of the way you're being treated, the way you're being put down, the way you're being insulted, the kind of names or the threats, the abusive threats you get from someone around you, then know that those are indications of emotional abuse. So watch out for this so that you will guard your heart, that you will not allow this to affect you. Next week, we will talk on 5 common signs of emotional abuse, so that when you see these signs, you will know exactly that, okay, this person is actually abusing me emotionally. Then you guard your heart and know how you go around it. Even if you need to either cut off your relationship with them, fine. But if you need to guard your heart and pick up yourself and never allow them to abuse you emotionally, then fine, because you will be on top. Thank you. If you like this video and if you have learned something in this video, give me a like, subscribe if you haven't, share this video because there are a lot of people out there in your families, in your groups, that are experiencing emotional abuse. You see, the very complicated thing about emotional abuse is no one sees it. No one can actually, there's no evidence, there's no how you can tell somebody this person is abusing me emotionally, because they can't see your emotions. If it is something like physical abuse, you can see evidence. You can see a cut, you can see a bruise, you can see a scar that people will surely believe. So share it, because there are a lot of relationships out there that are going through this. There are a lot of ladies, there are a lot of men, there are ladies who are going through emotional abuse in their relationship. There are children who are facing emotional abuse even with their parents. There are siblings, there are friends, there are co-workers who go through these things. How you will manage it come back to my channel, watch my next video so that you can guard your heart. Thank you for watching this video. God bless you.